Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to more Factorio, not 15. Today we're going to cover our canvas with a little bit of liquid kill the fucking trees so that we can get started with our painting. These trees here need to go because they are where we are going to be building our military science production center thingamabobber. And by the looks of it, I'm going to need a good amount of space because I'm going to need 10, 20, 4, 8, so 28, 38. I'm gonna need like 38 factories or something like that. I don't know. I did the ratios at the end of the last video. You can watch it if you want, but it's just math. It's just me talking to myself with math. Who wants to do math? So I'm gonna finish this off here. I'm gonna clear out these trees. I'm not gonna have you come along for the entire journey. And once our canvas is prepared, you know, once we've removed all the happy little trees from our canvas, because, you know, we're going to get brave here and remove these guys, I will be back and we will start building. I'll see you then. As always, I do want to keep you up to date on what we're doing for research, however. We just finished tankers. Let's do... I can't do braking speed, yes. I don't want to get into oil processing yet, so let's do advanced material processing. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll see you soon. Okay, so we've got a little bit of room to work with. Let's see what we're going to need. So the colors we're going to need for this painting are going to be iron plates, steel plates, copper plates, coal, and iron gear wheels, and quite a bit of iron, copper, iron gear wheels, and coal. Only a little teeny bit of steel, it looks like. So that means we're gonna need a new little section up here. We're gonna give ourselves a lot of room. Maybe this much room. You know what? No, let's do this much room. Just to be certain that we have the room that we need for everything that we're bringing into this. That's advanced material processing. I guess we could do concrete next if we want to. I mean, it takes a lot of shit. Do I want to start making concrete? You know what I haven't done yet? I have all these bricks on me. I've been carrying all these bricks for quite a while. The original intention... Oh, what's the key? What's the key for this? Is it that? Yeah, that's the key. Actually, no, this is the size we want anyway. I wanted to brick up all the spaces in between our bus here, so that, you know, I can run up nicely and not have to deal with shit. But maybe we'll just wait till concrete instead of using brick, because concrete is a little bit better for this kind of stuff. I don't know. Let's get back to business up here. We are going to give ourselves this much room. So the very first thing that we're going to need to build is equal parts firearm magazines to piercing round magazines. So that means, I think we calculated 3 firearm magazines will run 3 piercing magazine factories. So one will run... Okay, no. One will run how much? 1 firearm magazine makes 1... Okay, 1 magazine every second. This needs 1 magazine every 3 seconds. So this is going to make 3 magazines in the amount it takes to make 1 of these. So 1 firearm magazine will actually run 3 piercing round magazine factories. 3 piercing round magazine factories will make 3 every 3 seconds, which is what? 3, 6, 9 every 9 seconds. So 1 every 3 seconds, 3, 6, 9 every 9 seconds. I thought I had this calculated up at 12, though. So if I was to do that... give me a second while I figure this out in my head again. I had it figured out at the end of the last video. 1 second. Okay, I got it figured out. The reason is because of the number of factories and the ratios and the times and all that. So yes, we are going to build 3 piercing round magazine factories, and we are going to have a significant surplus of piercing round magazines. In order to make the science that we want, I need 1 piercing round magazine every 10 seconds. 1 piercing round magazine would make, in 9 seconds, 3 rounds. We're going to have 3 piercing round magazine factories, and they're going to make in 9 seconds, what, 3, 6, 9? Actually, that isn't a significant surplus of them. I don't know. Let's just do this. We're going to do ourselves 1 firearm magazine factory, and that is going to power 3 piercing round magazine factories, and we're just going to see how this works, I think, and just go from there, because That's just the way we have to do things in these parts. So you are going to be piercing around magazine factories. So you need iron coming in. You're going to need steel, copper plates, and those original firearm magazines, which I cannot direct insert into all of these factories, although I could set up like an arrangement where I could direct insert into all of these factories. I don't want to. That seems like far too much effort for something that's so stupid. So why am I going to do that? I'm not going to do that is the answer, especially since these are just going to sideload onto a belt anyway. So who gives lay shit? Right? This is going to make 1, 2, 3. That doesn't make enough, does it? I mean, I could double it. Doubling it would take up a lot of fucking stuff, but it would also give me a lot of extra ammunition. I might want the ammunition in the future. I am torn, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I want to double this or not. This only needs iron plates coming in. These guys only need that stuff coming in. Copper and steel, that's easy enough to get onto a single belt, although this would need to go onto a belt as well, and then we'd have to output off of one, merge it, bucket it, and then run this into the science facility ultimately in the end. You know what, we're not going to be doing science all the time with military science. So yeah, we're just going to go with this for now, and if I have to double it, I will. I'm going to leave all this room down here. I'm going to be able to double it to my heart's content. So what we're going to do is bring in an iron line onto this guy right here, I think. Just like this. So that's going to bring iron in for you, and that's exactly what we need. And then you guys are going to output into the lower side, I think. Just like this, and we're just going to bring it up and around and all that good stuff. And then you're going to need firearm magazines, steel plates, and copper plates coming in on your inside here. So to that end, we're going to need firearm magazines, which are going to come through like so. And then we're going to need steel and copper come through over here. Now I'm going to need copper for another thing in this run as well. Well, if we build shotgun shells, we'll need it as well, but I need copper for these gun turrets, and we need a good amount of it. Well, actually only 1 a second, so no, we don't actually need that much copper. I could probably afford to just, you know, merge 2 things of this, like merge the 2 materials together. We are going to sideload this one way or the other. I'm going to run this on a single line. It's just a matter of how aggressively do we want it to do so. So our copper, let's get this up here. How much belt do I still have on me? I should check that. Oh, I'm going to need the upgrading mod too. Holy shit. I got a lot of belt. Okay. We're fine. So, again, we like to do our mergey merges where? We like to do our side loading right here. So if I was to do that, that's the tile where we side load, which means we're going to do something like that. And that's going to go in like this. And then we are going to want, how many belt pieces do we have? We have 1, 2 merging into the side load. And there we go. So that's how this is going to look. We're going to need ourselves copper and steel on this line. Thank you, concrete. Concrete, you are going to move into what? What is next? Circuit network? No, I do not think so. Landfill. Tool belt. Why haven't I researched tool belt yet? Holy shit. Yeah, tool belt is a top tier green research. You should be doing it early and often. We're going to pull steel on up as well. Steel, I think we're going to run through right here. So that means we're going to want to put underground style right here, and here, and here. Just like that. So that's going to be a steel merge point, and then our copper merge point is going to be where? Our copper merge point is going to be here, just like this. And we're going to need 1 of you, and then we're going to need underground belts as well, just like that. That looks good to me. And then, yeah, you know what? We're doing a split on the steel as well. You go up into there, and that's going to finish off the steel. We're going to need these iron gear wheels up here too, because we're going to need them coming in, but not just yet. We'll get to those. And let's put the copper in as well, so we're going to sideload that on. There we go. We got everything. Oh, shit. Yeah, take that apart, because I'm not sure this is how I want the belts to run ultimately. We might do some little trickery here, so we don't need to use long inserters, because I do have these factories spaced rather nicely. Also, this needs to have some iron. Iron. That means you're going to have to do a loopy-loop here and come under the belt like this. Yeah, you know what? Iron, you're going to need to do something like that, and then something like that. And run your ass in like this. And then we'll do something along these lines and put you in here. There you go. Welcome to the party, Iron. We can't split this anymore, but that's okay. Might be better to actually just merge it closer up so that we can split that, but we can change that in the future if we be needing to. You are going to want to place your stuff right here and here. And that means we're going to reconnect this iron belt as well. Like so. I hate having to actually move to place stuff. I'm used to being able to place anywhere in the freaking world that's in my camera vision. So let's merge into there. Excellent. That's going to get the iron where it needs to go. That's going to take care of you. And then you have your copper and steel, and you've got this stuff already. So that's good. Let's put some inserters down. I'm almost out of blue inserters, so let's, yes, tool belt. Next, after tool belt, solar power? No, not solar power, not yet. I don't want to get oil processing yet. I want to hold out. Although there's a lot of tech in oil processing, we probably should get it. Normally, I would have lasers up, I would have blue science. We're taking it really, really slow today, guys. Super slow, and just relearning everything about this game, including the new stuff. We're going to come here to the Make Anything factory. We're going to pick us up 50 new inserters, because we need them. And let's head on back up over here, where there is no power and no light. So maybe we should get ourselves some power for lights. I don't know, maybe. That's a possibility. If I want power for lights, how am I going to do that? We can do something like this. And then we can give ourselves a light, and you know what? Do I have the materials? I don't want to run back to Make Anything. Yeah, I've got the materials for 2 of these guys. You know what we're going to do, just to cheatsy doodle a little bit? We are going to run one of these here and one of these down here. And like I say, this is just cheatsy doodling a little bit. We're going to use these big power poles to get some power up here. We might destroy those and run them like along the bus later. I just want lights up here for the time being so that we can work in the dark without needing to worry. Alright, so you've got everything you need coming in. You've got everything you need coming in. We just need to drop our inserters. So let's put you there. Whoopsie daisy, you're gonna go there. And then we might... Yeah, landfill, okay. Let's get bullet damage too, why not? Our research path is not, you know, optimal. Believe me, we're just doing whatever. So we can pull these guys in, but we might be able to do some shenanigans so that we don't need long-handed inserters. So you know what, let's destroy this for now. And it doesn't hurt us to pick this up, because I could use firearm magazines for the time being. And I could always just dump them in these assemblers later if we don't need them. We can maybe do some shenanigans that'll get us extra stuff here. Let's just see. Using splitters. So we destroy this. So this line comes into here, and then, for example, we can put a splitter on this line right here, and right here. And then we can run this line underground like so, and I guess it doesn't actually have to run underground here. Although it does if I need to bring iron out to anything else. So yeah, we'll run it underground like so. And then we can merge like that. You know, in fairness then, I don't have to do that. I can actually put it where? I can put these guys right here instead. And then these guys can come back one. I'm much more comfortable with that. Because there have been versions of the game where splitters in that position would actually merge right onto this belt, which is stupid, but it did happen. So now we can put this guy through like this, and like this, and he just keeps running straight through on this outer belt. But this splitter brings him in on this lower belt. See how that works? And there's nothing coming through here, right? Yeah, nothing coming through here, which is perfect. And then the iron, not the iron, these guys we can put through here like this. And that means that he is going to come through on all these underground belts, and every one of these has an underground belt that it can access, so it can pull into it from there. So now, I think if we do this, we should be successful. And we can just unload every single one of these like so. And do that. And there we have it. We have ourselves 3 of these factories going in what should be perfect ratio, but not necessarily perfect ratio for actual science production. We shall see. Let's do I get shooting speed? Yes, I do. Let's do shooting speed. So now we have some piercing ammo coming through, so that's fine and dandy and all that good stuff. We don't actually need this here because this isn't an iron line. This is an ammo line. This does need to be an underground belt, though, because if it's not an underground belt, it'll actually go into this one, and that's not what we want. You know what? I am actually going to put the underground belt here. I don't like orphaned underground belts. Not there. Here. I don't like having orphaned underground belts. I just don't like it. So we are going to put it there and do whatever we can in that respect. You aren't getting any materials. Why aren't you getting material? It's coming through. The yellow firearm magazines are definitely coming through. And you've got an inserter that's set to pick them up. See, there's one there. And you have the belt. You should be able to pick it up off that belt. Why can you not pick it up off of that belt? This guy can pick it up off of his belt. Oh, you know what? No, I'm stupid. You're fine. You're just locked up because you're full of piercing round magazines. So you're not inserting any because it's not requesting any because it's full of piercing round magazines here. So if I was to do this, yeah, there you go. Now you're working. Now you're picking stuff up. Excellent. Okay. So these 40 magazines, I'm actually going to replace these, and we'll just dump these into here, and he'll get that. Okay, awesome. So we have red ammo being made automagically, which is good. Next thing that we need for our military research is going to be grenada. So grenades are going to require iron and coal. Coal we do not have on a bus, and coal is a resource that we use a frickin' shit ton of, so I need to think of a way of getting it up here. And then we need to get our iron into a good position here too. We've got iron here, so I could potentially, if I wanted to, for, you know, example, just build grenades like right here. Where I still have iron, I just need to get coal in then, and that's not bad. I can bring coal in underneath, and then I can have them both exit, and then I can actually have it side load onto the one side of this belt, and we can just have piercing ammo and grenades on the same line. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Actually, what I do want to do here, though, is I have 2 chests, yes, so we're gonna... Thank you. Bullet shooting speed. Actually, we can get another level... No, yeah, we can. We can get another level bullet shooting speed, so let's do that too. I am going to put a chest right here, and this chest is going to have in it some piercing ammo. I'm going to get 2 stacks of it. We're going to expand power to there. And then I guess I should probably expand this belt out a couple as well, shouldn't I? There we go. That'll keep these factories producing, and it'll also give me a stockpile of piercing ammo, because I do want to stockpile some ammunition. Okay, so grenades. If I did want to just build them right here and just bring some coal in, I mean, it's not going to interfere too much. I have room for this bus here. It's not going to interfere with that. I know I was leaving this room open, but I'm sort of leaving it open in case I wanted to do something, like, for example, this. So if I did just build it right here, I could then bring coal in, have my iron, run this shit out, put it up, sideload it into here, and then we can put a second chest up to load grenades, and then we just change these to filter inserters. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. This should work for us. It's a nice quick and dirty way of doing it. I don't mind quick and dirty. I have 2 factories on me that I don't need. So if we just stick you here and we make you build us granadas. Actually, how many of these do I need? Oh no, this is not going to work. This is definitely not going to work. I don't just want 1 granada factory. I need 10 granada factories. So yeah, this is a little sketch. Okay, let me figure this out then, given this new information. And in all honesty, I kind of want to double this too. Alright, give me a second. I'm going to figure out exactly where I want to do this and how I want to do it, and I'll be back. Alright, welcome back. This is going to be our grenade production, I think. Let's just lay out our power poles for it. Let's get everything connected and get ourselves some lights up here so we can actually see it. You know what? Yeah, let's put lights in every single one of these because this is the opposite side of where I like to put them, though. Let's put them in every single one of these. And this is going to overproduce our grenades, which is good because we'll just store them. So this can be our make anything and our science production for grenades, assuming we have enough coal to supply it and iron and all that goodness. But we're going to have our 10 grenade factories here. We're going to do the exact same belt loading, so I don't need to worry about any kind of long inserters. So we're just going to use splitters to bring it over. I did test in this version of Factorio, if stuff moves along this belt and the splitter takes it down here, it will not deposit it onto this belt through the underground belt. The underground belt does cut it off. There were previous versions where you can actually use like side loading onto underground belt or back loading onto underground belt to make all kinds of crazy things happen, and I didn't want any of that interaction to happen, but all of that is not effective now. It works perfectly normal as you would expect now. This is totally immune to whatever goes on directly behind it, which is good. So that's going to bring us through coal and iron, which is what we need for these good old grenades. So we need to bring iron in. I did also end up doubling our ammunition production here. In order to accomplish that, instead of just having the 1 run of iron come into here, I split it here and put little wings on it, just like we did with our green circuit, sort of, for the output from the green circuits. And we're actually loading in from the sides on these, which this is an effective tactic if you have something at the front of the chain. Like, imagine this this chain of assemblers here, like a little train, right? And I've just been doing basic researches and all that. So this is the engine, and then we've got all the little cars of the train and all that. If there is a distinct front, like it also happens with red circuit production, where you have usually your copper cable factory at the front, then you could actually just load onto the side of that, because this iron doesn't need to make it all the way down the line. It only needs to make it to here. So we're just going to split it in little wings and load it into the side to make ammunition. And then the ammunition is just going to load using long inserters onto this belt here, so we're using both sides of it. And then these guys take off exactly the same. It's the exact same arrangement except sort of rearranged. And we don't need to worry about the splitters on this side because it's actually close enough to this side they can just pull directly off of the line. They come down here. We absolutely don't need a splitter. We could actually just side merge like these belts together, but I put a splitter for the hell of putting a splitter. And then we've got our chest, which is storing 2 full stacks, and I have a full stack on me as well. So we've got lots of this ammo and lots of production. This is more than enough production. 3 of these factories is almost enough production to keep military science going 24/7. I think so far by what I've seen. 6 of these is like double basically what we need, which means we are definitely gonna have a surplus. We have a surplus every 2 seconds of grenades, which is good. Let's just connect this now. So I need to get some coal and some iron. The iron is really easy. You've seen me do iron a million times at this point. Every time we pulled it off, well, actually not a million, but we can count how many times. What we need, though, is coal, and I am actually going to run it up the bus. As stupid as that sounds, I am going to run the coal up the bus, because it's a lot of coal, and it comes really far away. I don't want to run it up this side of the bus, because I want to keep this for red circuits, but we're probably going to run it up right next to the iron gear wheels, right through here. So yeah, but I am not going to take it from this set of coal miners that we have down here, providing coal for our smelteries and our power assembly and all of that good stuff. We are not going to use coal off of this coal patch. This coal patch is dedicated to those things. Those are mission critical things that absolutely have to proceed, otherwise we'd be fucked. What I'm going to do instead is build another set of coal miners here on this coal patch, and then we're just going to run it up and along and run it into the bus through here. And it's going to be a totally separate set of miners that provide this coal. And we'll probably end up using this coal patch for the plastic as well in the future, which we might have to rerun how we do stuff. I don't know. I love the pipette tool, because if I mouse over coal and I press Q, the pipette tool picks the best miner that I have in my inventory for it. So good. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's get shotgun speed again, or is that damage? I don't know. Let's do 5. Let's do 10 drills. I don't know. I guess I could count the exact ratio that I'm going to need in order to run these things, but 10 drills is not a shabby amount of coal. That's pretty darn good. We are going to go like this. I think we can get like 20, but this should be fine for now. We're going to run our coal up, and we're going. You know what? Let's run it over a couple so that we actually have access to that stone if I do want to use that stone, without having to rerun this line. I mean, there are all kinds of things that you can change in the future if you want to change it, but if we don't have to change it in the future, why bother, right? Okay, so 1, 2, let's run right here. Is this going to run into the electric pole? I hope this doesn't run into the electric pole. I think we miss it. We do, in fact, dodge the electric pole, so we're going to run like this. I'm almost out of underground belts again. Ooh, interesting. And then you're going to go like that. And now you, sir, are going to go under yourself. So again, because the way that we run underground when we do these buses, it all depends. And technically there is a bus here as well, remember, this green circuit one, but we're not going to run underground because there's no way the other half of this bus is going to be red circuits, and the red circuits are actually going to join in up here, so there's no way I'm going to be running anything up over here. But the way we do these buses, if we're going underneath a set of 4, we use underground belt to go under it with the guy who's going under. If, however, we are going under our own bus, because remember, this steel and then iron gear wheels is slot number 2, coal is going to be on slot number 3 of this line. If we're running under our own bus, like our own thing, then everything else in the bus goes underneath so that we can get under it. And the reason for that is because we need to immediately turn up and get into here. We can't afford to come out and then loop back around and come in again. We have to immediately go where we need to go. And that is right here. And yeah, this is coming out through here. Well, it's actually going in, not coming out, which means it's our duty to go underneath it and continue going. And I need some more underground belts, which is no problem because I'm right next to them. That is so good. I love it. I really need to populate my tool belt too. I haven't done that yet. Let's continue. Okay, that means it's our duty to go underneath. So we are going to do something like a that and something like a that, and we're good. And let's continue. And we're gonna have that happen again, I think, right? Yeah, right up here for the steel. No big deal. Tee-hee-hee, we just go underneath. Just like that. Exactly like the gear wheels did. Nothing different. And looky there. We've got our coal all the way up to here. So all I need to do is connect it into here, and that's no problem. You need to be iron, so that's no problem. Is there any way that this needs to be done? Not really. We'll put coal on the top line, I guess. Well, you know what, though? We put iron on the top. No, we'll put coal on the top line. We'll put iron on the bottom line. It should be fine. Da-dun-ch. So let's run you up, and where does that mean you need to go? You need to go here. And then that means our underground belts need to go here, right? Yeah, underground belt goes there, and underground belt goes there. And I'm going to need one more underground belt here. Goes there, right? Yes, indeedy. That's where that goes. So then we're going to need iron underground belts as well, and we will just run those literally adjacent to what we're doing here. So it's going to run something like that, and then it's going to run something like that, and that's all we need for the iron. Okay, so now let's split this stuff. That's going to be your duty, just like that, and then you're going to split where? You're going to split here and go like that. All right, let's reconnect this stuff, and we should be good to go. Iron, welcome to the party. Come on. Get where I want you to go. There you go. Get in my where I want you to go. No, that's the wrong direction. You're going to go just like this, and everything else is just going to have to go underneath it, remember. So let's just do that now so that we are prepared for it and it doesn't surprise us or anything in the future. So steel, let's run you, and you go there, and then you're going to need to go underneath this guy, and you're going to need to go underneath this guy. Coolio-yo, let's get automobilism, or automobilism. I prefer automobilism. And you're going to go there, and this stuff will merge up into here just to make them nice and even. And then we've got our copper and our green circuits, which are way the fuck back in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. But that's okie dokie. We're fine. All right, let's connect the coal. I don't actually have it powered up or running, do I? Is the belt fully connected? It's just not powered up. Is that all it is? Because we can deal with that. Actually, before we leave our Make Anything factory, let's grab ourselves some power poles. I made a few of these manually, but I'm like, why am I making these manually when I can just come here and grab 50 of them? And we'll grab 25 of those and fill out this as well so that we can just produce a few more. Let's head south again and head on in to our coal production. Let's just view the belt as we go, make sure there's no breaks, no breaks, no breaks, no breaks, no breaks. Everything is good. Guta, it's fine. So all we need is power out to here, and you know what we're going to do for well, you know, we don't even need a large power pole for this, but we're going to use one anyway because we're that kind of person. So let's do a fuck. I hate not being able to place wherever the hell I want to place. Come on. There we go. We'll stick 2 medium power poles out here, and we'll stick 2 medium power poles on the other side. Medium power poles are big enough to reach across miners, which makes them so much more convenient for dealing with miners. We'll just do that. That's going to get us the coal that we're going to need, and I might end up having to produce a little bit more there. I don't know. We'll find out. And this line's going to take a while to charge. Again, you can think of these conveyor belts as storage. They are a buffer in and of themselves. You don't need big, long chests when you have these kinds of buffers, that's for sure. So that's going to get the coal and the iron that we need in order to produce our granadas. Let's finish merging in these 2 lines. That's going to get iron and coal. And then I need to output them somewhere. We're going to output on this side, like so. And we are going to chest these guys up. We can just put a chest down right here. Honestly, let's keep 2 stacks of grenades because I kind of want a few grenades to do some gardening. You know, early game gardening. Late game gardening is shooting nuclear warheads at biter bases. This is early game gardening, which is grenading trees because it's too fun. Automobilism is going to be done right away. Excellent. That is going to give me access to the solar panel that we're not going to actually, you know, use for a long ass time. Let's take a peek at our power generation. Normally I look at this very diligently at this point. Oh god, we're only using 8 megawatts of power. Holy ballsack. Seriously? I guess, no, you know what? We are actually going extremely slow. Normally I'd have blue science, I'd have oil, I'd have all this shit up and running. We're actually going very, very slow. Let's just take a quick peek, in fact. 21 minutes plus 13 minutes means we're, you know, a little over half an hour, not quite at 40 minutes yet. Okay. So, in order to finish this off, what else do I need? I need gun turrets. Gun turrets require iron gear wheels, copper plates, and iron plates, and a good amount of them, considering I'm going to need 10 of these factories. So we are probably going to be tapping the shit out of our stuff. Again, just like this, we're going to build another little section up here, and it's just going to be dedicated to it. We're going to bring in whatever we need. We're going to feed all the outputs out. We're going to merge probably the grenades and the iron and the gun turrets together. And then we're going to run them down into science factories, probably somewhere in this neighborhood, that make the military science, which are going to feed down into here, and we will all be good in the world. Let me figure out how that's going to go, and I'll be back. Quick aside, the time has come. The last research we have available to us at the moment, although there's plenty of more green-only research, we just need to research this first to unlock this giant chain, is oil processing. Let's get down to business. Okay, welcome back. So we're ready to continue, but before we do, first thing I'm noticing is that our coal processing is definitely not sufficient. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. We're just going to go for the max on this one. We're going to go straight 10 across and belt this all out. And then we need to power it, and we're good to go. So we'll put power. No, that didn't connect. We're going to put power there, and we'll put power here. Why not? We'll cross this thing, put it there, put it here. Why not? Okay, very good. So that's going to max that out. We're going to get lots of coal coming in, and we are going to just, you know, hopefully murder these grenades. So you can see the saturation of coal coming up. Not quite fully saturated, about half saturated, in fact, because, you know, 5 miners on either side. We can do math around here. And we're not totally. I could probably put 2 more miners on there just fine. But look at this. We're getting coal to a little over half of the grenades. Like the miners that I put in have not trickled up here yet. We are very occasionally getting coal to the end, but we are getting coal reliably to about half of the grenades. So again, if we double that, we will get coal reliably to everything, hopefully, since this is the only thing pulling off this line right now. When we start doing plastics, we might need to change that, double the line, red the line, I don't know, we'll figure it out. So here's our gun turret production. Notice all of the blue inserters on the top of it. So I have 2 sets of blue inserters pulling off of this inner belt and 1 pulling off the outer belt. If you look at the recipe, the inner belt is going to be iron plates and is going to be taking 20 every 8 seconds for each one of these. So this takes a shit ton of iron plates. I haven't done the math. I should probably do the math first, but we're going to do trial by fire instead of trial by math to see if this actually will saturate a line. I think this will saturate a yellow line, and we're not actually even going to be able to produce out of all these factories. But if we could, that would be fan-fucking-tastic. And then we're going to bring iron gear wheels and copper plates in on a split line, which, of course, if we saturate an iron line by using double the amount, and we have half the amount of gear wheels and copper plates on a split line, that would mean that we would saturate that line too. So this might fall apart in our faces, or it might be a glorious victory. I don't fucking know. I've run all of the underground belts that we need in order to connect this stuff already. So I need some copper up here. Let's grab our copper, and let's just paint it right on up. Nice, even brush strokes, straight across. You know, just take this dry yellow belt brush, and look at that. Just look at that. Look how beautiful it is, and it takes no effort at all. No effort at all. Anybody can do this. Okay, so for this one, we're going to have to split off of this, aren't we? Because there's already a belt going underground here for iron. I needed the iron belt going here because I need it to go into this. Alternatively, I could put the copper up here. If I put the copper up here instead and put it in on this side, then I need to put those through on this side, and that should work because this would go here. Okay, we're reconfiguring this underground pattern. So you, sir, are going to, whoops, fuck. you, sir, are going to go underground like that and like that. And then the copper is going to come up over here. This way, I don't need to reconfigure anything else. So the copper will just go in exactly like that. It's going to come through over here. Where's our merge point whenever we do side loading? It's right here. So that's this tile. So we're going to put just like that. And I think it was 2. Yeah, it was 2. Merge in, 2, merge. Finish sulfur processing. Let's get battery. We're going to work ourselves towards laser tech. And then, you know, you are going to come down like this because I need you in that section right there. Okay, so side load complete. This will get us the copper that we need once we connect it, which, fuck's sake, there we go. Once we connect it, which could be right now if we so chose. Why did I put the splitter there? That makes a little bit more sense. But I do not so choose just yet. So when we connect this line, we're going to get copper into there. We need our iron to come through right here. So let's take our splitty splits, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do that. And it might be time to rebalance iron as well again. I don't know. We'll find out. It might be time to rebalance copper too. Whatevs, who gives a shit? And then we need these iron gear wheels up here, and you're gonna go like this, and you're gonna go like this. So let's just connect all of this stuff, shall we? And you're gonna go in there just like that. This is gonna bring everything that we need into position, and while we're doing that, let's just set this up so that it goes underneath. Let's run our coal up. We'll run you up to the end there, run you up. And then that means we can just even out these guys as well, because why not? And you know, the green circuits are lost way back there, but that's okay because they're not needed up here yet. So we've got gear wheels and copper, and yeah, look at that. Look at that. We are devouring them. We only have enough to run half of these. So basically it is going to need itself a completely dedicated belt if it wants to do this. And even like this completely dedicated, oh no, because it's using double the amount. So it basically needs a completely dedicated belt or a red belt here, and this is going to need a completely dedicated belt or a red belt here. And I can technically facilitate that, but it's going to be a little rough. Alternatively, we can split this into 2 production chains and just put one and then put another one. I mean, I have enough throughput on the bus to do this, and I have enough production that even if I don't have enough coming in from mines, I can build more mines. Like my smeltery will be big enough to support the throughput to do this. It's just a matter of how do I want to actually get it here. For now, I'm going to run it like this, and we will fix it afterwards to fix the throughput. As it stands, we're getting a whole bunch of gun turrets. I will box a few of them because... yeah, not using a wooden box though. Let's get ourselves some steel chests, and let's put it right there, exactly like we did with the other one. I'm only going to box 1 stack of gun turrets for now, because I honestly don't give a shit about gun turrets. But this gives us... yes, this gives us ammo, grenades, and gun turrets in auto production, which means we can now produce ourselves black science. I'll be back to finish up this video. It's going to be a long one, guys, with military science once I figure out how I want to lay out the factories. Give me a second. Okay, I know it's dark, but please bear with me. What we're going to do here is something just like this, and we're just going to side load into here. So we've got granadas and gun turrets on this belt. We're just going to bring it down like this in a happy way. I've already run these magazines out and around. And we will just brush this in just like that. So now we've got our magazines, and we've got our grenades, and our other good stuff, our gun turrets coming into these old factories. Let's set up the old factories to do black science, or military science, or whatever we want to call it. And we're using the same inserter trick that we used with our labs, where we're just going to put them 2 sections away, and we're just going to use 2 sets of long inserters. Again, if we look at it, This one's going to take the magazines. This one's going to take everything off of the other one. This has a 10-second craft, and it just takes 1 each, so long inserters will be perfectly fine. The reason we want to do this is I don't want to fuck around with belt links. I don't want to fuck around with, you know, redistributing anything. I just want everything here to be exactly where it needs to be. And you're going to go there, and let's get ourselves some lights in the lower position, I think. Yeah, let's do the lower position for this one, because it doesn't really have any opposites. In this one, since there's opposites on either side, I put them in opposites, and even here, I put them in opposites. In this one, we're just going to put it in this position. Look at that. Look at all the lights we put on the red science. Holy crap. That's what I like to see. Lots of light. Okay, so that's going to give us some black science. They're all Chuchin, so that's good. Let's build a belt out this way. And it's just going to go straight down into here because I don't have any other kind of science yet, so we might as well just run it straight on in. And I don't honestly need fast inserters. This can use regular inserters just fine. It's only going to produce 2 every 10 seconds, I believe. I think the crafting recipe creates 2 of these. Oh shit! I'm overproducing, aren't? Oh fuck me, it creates 2! Okay, everybody, guess what? Liz is a fucking idiot. We way over-engineered this. We engineered this to make 10 factories. We only needed 5 factories because military science packs make 2, which means I only actually need 1 set of these. I don't need 2, so we're making way more ammo than we need. I only needed 5 buildings for granadas, so we are way over manufacturing these, and we only needed 5 buildings for these whatchamafuckets, because we only needed half the number. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I might correct that off camera, but now that we have this production chain built, it looked really big to me, but it actually only needs to be half of this. I think we'll keep the ammo as it is, but I might actually half the science and half the turrets and grenades because they are using a lot of resources. But we have a belt just filling up with black science at a very rapid rate, going to our 12 laboratories now. So, that's going to be it for this video, guys. That was a bit of a learning experience. This is black science, military science, new to not 15 unless you were doing a simulation ahead of time. Way over-engineered to the point where we're producing double what we need to be. How many of you were screaming at the monitor saying, "Liz, you stupid fucking idiot, it creates twice as much"? If you were, good on you. If you weren't, you know, get good. That's actually the name of my save. It's called Get Good. I'll see you guys next time.